For all the kids in the room, creating library programs that welcome every child. Hi, I'm Renee Kitson, and I'm a youth librarian at the Mountain View Public Library, where I focus on creating programs that are fun, inclusive, and welcoming for children and families. I also work for Hope Services, a nonprofit that supports adults with developmental disabilities, and that experience has really shaped how I think about accessibility. It's something I carry with me at my work at the library. My professional development session is All the Kids in the Room, creating programs that welcome every child. Today we're going to explore how library programs can be made more inclusive and accessible for children with developmental disabilities, using evidence-based strategies and practical tools that you can bring into your own work. Why this matters. The CDC tells us that about 1 in 6 children in the US has a developmental disability. So chances are in nearly every program you run, there's at least one child navigating challenges with communication, sensory processing, or behavior regulation. Developmental disabilities include a wide range of lifelong conditions that impact physical, learning, language, or behavior areas. Some common examples include autism, Down syndrome, muscular dystrophy, and a range of intellectual disabilities, including conditions that affect thinking, learning, and everyday problem solving. Libraries are for everyone, and that includes patrons who may experience the world differently. Inclusive programming isn't just a best practice, it's essential for creating spaces where all children and their families feel safe, welcome, and seen. Despite our best intentions, there are real barriers that can prevent people with developmental disabilities from fully participating in library programs. These include sensory overload from loud noises, bright lights, or large crowds, rigid schedules that don't allow for breaks or movement, communication expectations that assume verbal responses or eye contact, a lack of staff training, which can lead to misunderstandings or missed opportunities for connection. It's not about doing more, it's about doing the things differently and more intentionally. And that's where thoughtful, accessible program design comes in. Today, we're going to look at 3 evidence-based strategies that can make your programs more inclusive: universal design for learning, sensory-friendly adjustments, and staff mindset and flexibility. So first up is Universal Design for Learning, or UDL. It's a framework rooted in cognitive science and inclusive education. It's about designing library programs that are flexible from the start so that they can support a wide range of learning styles, communication methods, and developmental needs. Instead of retrofitting accommodations later, UDL encourages us to build programs that work for everyone from the beginning. In library programming, this can look like offering multiple ways to engage. Children might participate by pointing to a choice board, using gestures, repeating a familiar rhyme, or simply watching from a safe distance. All of these are valid ways to be part of a group. Using flexible materials and formats. So combine books with visuals, props, music, movement, or tactile elements. This helps children access content in a way that matches their learning style. Building in predictability. Use visual schedules, consistent routines, and clear transitions to help children feel safe and supported as the program moves along. When we apply universal design for learning in our story times, STEM sessions, and craft programs, we're creating a space where every child has a way to participate, learn, and belong. Sensory-friendly adjustments. Many children with developmental disabilities experience sensory sensitivities to light, sound, textures, or transitions. These sensitivities can make typical library environments overwhelming. The good news, A few thoughtful adjustments can make a big difference. Dimming overhead lights or using natural light when possible, lowering ambient noise and avoiding sudden loud sounds, creating a quiet zone with soft seating or fidget tools where children can take a break. And to support transitions, use visual aids like a first then picture board to help children anticipate what's next. Offer preview materials like short videos or social stories so families can prepare before the program starts. These changes help reduce anxiety and increase participation, not just for the children with sensory processing differences, but for all of the children. When we make the environment more supportive, everyone feels more comfortable, more welcome, and more ready to engage. Staff mindset and flexibility. Accessibility isn't just about what we set up, it's about how we show up. Our attitudes, our expectations, and our ability to respond in the moment shape whether children feel welcome or excluded. As staff, we can model inclusive language and patient responsive behavior. We can acknowledge and celebrate all forms of participation, whether a child is clapping along, watching from the sidelines, or simply feeling safe enough to stay in the room. And we can adapt how we communicate, using gestures, visuals, repetition, or silence as needed. The goal is not to expect children to fit our programs, it's to create programs flexible enough to fit them. Okay, on our next slide, we're going to have an interactive activity. It's called Say It So They Can See It. So not all children use spoken words to express themselves or understand what's expected of them. So let's try something together. On the next screen, you'll see a prompt. You can pause the video for a minute if you'd like to jot down 2 or 3 nonverbal ways you could communicate this message during a library program. Think about body language, gesturing, modeling pictures, or visual supports. Anything beyond just saying the words out loud. Welcome back. Some ideas you might have come up with include patting the floor or the chair where you'd like the child to sit, or using a simple hand motion or sign for sit, modeling the action, sitting down yourself with an open gesture, showing a picture or an icon of children sitting together, or using a visual schedule with a first then card, first sit, then story. Placing a favorite item or prop where you'd like the child to sit. For example, setting a scarf, cushion, or puppet on the spot as a visual invitation. It's a nonverbal cue that's playful and motivating and especially helpful for children who respond well to objects. These small shifts in how we communicate can make a big difference, especially for children who process language differently. And the best part, they also help the children who are shy, new to the program, or just learning how to follow group cues. Programming with intention. So let's look at a few library programs that center inclusion, not by labeling children, but by designing with their diverse needs in mind. So Sensory Storytime. Sensory Storytime offers a calm, supportive environment with soft lighting, fidget-friendly materials, and visual cues. Unlike traditional story times, it's intentionally designed with fewer transitions and a gentler pace to support children who experience the world differently. STEM for All, an open-ended exploration space where children engage with science stations at their own pace, supported by visual instructions, hands-on materials, and no pressure to perform. And finally, Let's Create, a flexible art session where children can explore materials freely, with no set rules or expectations. Children can create at their own pace, stay as long as or as little as they like, and work independently or alongside a caregiver. The focus is on expression, not perfection, and everyone's process is welcome. These programs work because inclusion is built in, not bolted on. They're not special, they're just simply welcoming by design. Thank you so much for joining me today. We know that 1 in 6 children in the US has a developmental disability. That means chances are in every program you lead, you will include a child who communicates, processes, or participates in a different way. Inclusive programming isn't just possible, it's joyful, powerful, and absolutely essential. Every small adjustment we make, every visual support, every moment of patience, every invitation to participate adds up to something bigger, a library where every child feels safe, seen, and welcome. Let's keep learning from each other and let's keep creating spaces where every child belongs. Thank you.